believe me, you're a schmuck. But the trend will die out with any luck.
Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Bob.
And Jenna.
And we're back for another subscriber podcast. Sorry, it's been a while.
Yeah,
but we're here. That was Propaganda, and the song is Ska Sucks, which I really like because I hate ska.
It makes me think of frat boys.
It makes me think of America's Funniest Home Videos.
That
Because
too.
the song that they have in the beginning of that is ska. And ska is frat boy music for sure. There's no question about it. I really, really dislike ska. But the hell do I know? I'm just an asshole. I am.
Yeah, well. But yeah, so we're playing that in honor of our interview that we have today. One of our subscribers suggested that one of the things that we could do in the subscriber cast is interview subscribers.
So we are going to do that.
So we interviewed Middle Class Joe,
who's been on our forums for a very long time.
Yes, and he's a fan of Propaganda.
Or
Propagandi. I don't.
Who cares?
I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, but
who cares? Fuck them.
So we thought we'd start off with that.
Yeah, it's a great song. It's really good. And it's off the album of How to Clean Everything, which I actually like. It's a great album. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, anyway, we're here, and we're going to play the interview with Joe soon, very shortly. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about some things that went on in the UN this past week that were great, that I read and I started laughing my ass off about. And it's really funny because, here, just give this a little listen here. You ready? Listen. Oh, the volume's...
And this is a Fox News alert. This is Hugo Chavez that you're looking
Fox
at,
News alert.
the president of Venezuela. And he is speaking
it's
now.
Chavez, people, Chavez.
At the United Nations. We are going to take a listen to see what he has to say.
Excellent book.
So he's holding up a book by Noam
to help us understand what has been happening in the world throughout the 20th century.
Why that book is so good. But the best part is like right around here.
Should read this book are our brothers and sisters in the United States, because their threat is in their own house. The devil is right at home. The devil himself is right in the house. And the devil came here yesterday. Yesterday, the devil came here. Right here.
En este mismo lugar,
right here.
Huele a azufre todavía.
And it smells of sulfur still today.
Esta mesa donde me ha tocado hablar.
This table that I am now standing in front of.
Señoras, señores.
Yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, from this rostrum,
el señor presidente de los
the
Estados Unidos, a quien
president
yo
of
llamo
the
el diablo,
United States, the gentleman to whom I refer as the devil,
vino aquí
came here,
hablando como dueño del mundo,
talking as if he owned the world,
como dueño del mundo,
truly, as the owner of the world.
Un psiquiatra no estaría de más.
I think we could call a psychiatrist to analyze yesterday's statement made by the President of the United States.
Como vocero del imperialismo vino a dar
as the spokesman of imperialism, he came to share his nostrums.
Yeah, it was. I just love that speech. Calling Bush the devil.
It's awesome.
It just seems accurate to me.
Plus, he's such a grand orator, isn't he?
He is. He's a populist leader,
yes.
And populist leaders must indeed be grand orators. So
I just love listening to him. I wish we could find the version only in Spanish.
It would be. I'm sure you could.
I'm sure it's around somewhere.
I'm sure it's on a Venezuelan website somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
But we probably have those blocked now because it's probably illegal. Right?
I'm sure he's the next member of the Axis of Evil, so...
yeah, no question about it. When I sent an article about this to a friend of mine, and he wrote back and said, that Chavez is in the Guinness Book of World Records for the world's biggest balls. And, we've engineered coups in Latin America for much less. So I'm actually surprised that he's still alive.
Me too.
Last
he's
year,
still in power.
I had the death watch. This friend of mine and I had a bet going about how soon it would be before he was killed. Because we thought, speaking out against the U.S. like this for this long as a foreign leader.
Oh yeah, even before Pat Robertson said he should be killed.
I know. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
So his talk, calling Bush the devil, he was kind of joking in a sense too, because if you watch the talk, he was clearly just being sarcastic about it. But everybody, everybody thinks, oh God, everybody has come out in the interim sort of in the U.S. saying, oh, you shouldn't call the president that. And then all the Democrats with no spine at all have come out and said, "Oh, no one comes to my country and calls my president a devil," is what Charlie Rangel said. Charlie Rangel, I just have to say, Bush would, if Charlie Rangel were in New Orleans during Hurricane Katrina, like any other black person that was in New Orleans during Hurricane Katrina, Bush doesn't care, right? I mean, Bush would be happy to watch him just fade away and die. And I don't know why they care about Bush. I think they did this just so they wouldn't get painted with it, because the Republicans are brilliant strategists, and they would, without a doubt, try to make the Democrats look like they agree with this.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't play well on the home front, I imagine.
I'm sure. But it's nice that a world leader finally stood up to him. I mean, everybody else has been like, oh, the U.S., we can't do anything. We, just look at Tony Blair.
Yep.
He's sucking George's dick. So it's just like, finally, someone said something against the U.S. It's amazing. It's
I completely
great.
agree. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really nice, actually.
I know. And Chavez wants to do things to help the poor. I mean, he really is using the power of the oil that they have to do things. I mean, I heard that he offered, we went to Harlem and offered people heating oil really cheap for the winter so that they could, have heat.
Yep.
Think about that and not have to pay out the ass for it like everybody else is. It's crazy.
It is indeed.
So
I'm surprised he's still alive, actually.
I
I thought
too.
for sure his plane would have crashed, or he would have come down with a strange disease, or had a mysterious heart attack, or had a run-in with something in some way that would have killed him. But I think that's what we fail to realize here, is that the kind of suffering that Bush creates around the world, and that, American imperialism is old. It has nothing to do with Republicans or with Democrats. The Democrats will speak nicely to you and whisper sweet nothings in their ear while they screw you over. And the Republicans just screw you. Mm-hmm. So I mean, you get screwed either way. It's just the Democrats are a little nicer about it. They'll stroke you and say nice things.
Yeah.
They use lube. Right? They'll be a little nicer to you in the end. But the Republicans are just as, in my thinking, Republicans and Democrats agree on American imperialism, and so from that perspective, it's completely ridiculous. So yeah, it was nice to see someone actually get up the guts to go say something and do it, and it's cool. I mean, he's kind of taking over the mantle for the left in Latin America, and I think that's great.
It is great.
We especially need that now, that I think, the person who used to say things close to this is
Castro.
Right? So, and he's
kind of out for the count.
Yeah, he's kind of out, I think.
Raul's doing a whole lot, so.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Who knows, man?
But yeah, I've read some of his speeches in the past. I've actually used them in some of my classes for students to analyze because of his connections to, how he always brings up allusions to Simón Bolívar. And he's great. He either is a really good speechwriter or he himself is
he's amazing.
Amazing. So.
Yeah, and the other thing is, did you hear Nancy Pelosi? I mean, Nancy Pelosi coming out and saying, "Oh, he thinks he's Simón Bolívar, but he doesn't know what he's talking about."
Yeah, she does not understand Latin America at all.
Yeah, well, the other thing is the Democrats are so weak. It's disgusting. It makes me feel bad for them how weak they are. I almost feel like it's embarrassing for them how much they suck. I feel bad for them. I'm not even a Democrat. I look at them and I think, oh my God, that is embarrassing how ill-equipped they are to deal with the world.
Yep.
And that's what we have to fight what is probably the worst presidency in the history of the United States. The most conservative presidency probably in the history of the United States.
The most damaging.
The most damaging presidency in the history of the United States. The one that is going to bring to the United States a war with Iran.
Yeah.
Because we're already doing covert military action with Iran.
Yeah.
At least that's what a retired colonel said on CNN. And, I think it's possible that we are. I mean, what they want is to make themselves indispensable. They want to create a situation in which we really couldn't bump them out of office, I think. So, stealing elections, it's not beyond them.
Not at all.
That's what I think. But hell, some of you probably disagree with me. If you do, send us audio or something.
Yeah, sure.
We'll play it and laugh at you.
But I think most of our subscribers probably is subscribed because they,
Well, they didn't subscribe for our politics, did they?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Our politics are not hard to figure out. I mean, come on.
True.
Well, anyhow, so that was the bit with my new hero. I have to say,
he's great. I love him.
He is pretty good.
He's
stuff.
so funny on top of it all.
He is too.
He really has a good time with it.
He seems to have had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
He seems to have had quite a lot of fun. And he's right. Reading Chomsky's not such a bad idea. Not at all.
Definitely.
I just wonder how we always how so few people here really seem to deeply get their heads around just how messed up American imperialism is. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I kind of had this feeling like a lot of people don't realize all the fucked up shit that the U.S. has done in the history of the world.
No, I mean, I teach my students about all the fucked up shit that the U.S. has done in Latin America. They're like, really? Wow.
They don't get it,
They
yeah.
don't,
They don't.
like, shit, I didn't know this.
Well, they never learned it. I never
No.
learned it going to school.
No.
You know? I don't know.
Yep.
Well, anyway, enough of that. To get back to vegan things, we do. I like the idea that I can't remember which subscriber recommended it now. I'm really sorry. I'll get you on the next show and say thanks.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Shelley?
I don't know.
Could be wrong. Anyway, whoever did that, thank you. Other people recommended it in the past, too. So we're going to just interview a couple people here and there as we have time. And the first one we decided to interview was Middle Class Joe. And as you'll hear in the interview, he has been all over the country for Vegan Freak meetups. And he's cool. He's funny as hell. And yeah, he's great. I had a great time hanging out with him in Ithaca when we were there.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. So what we'll do is just let that go. And here's our interview with Joe. And here it is.
Hello?
Hey, is this Papi Chulo?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Joe.
How's it going, guys?
Good. How about for you, man?
It's good. Just sort of in the middle of moving, so
Oh, man. That sucks.
that kind of sucks. Yeah.
So you mind talking to us for a few minutes?
Sure.
Cool.
Let's do this thing.
Let's do it. So tell us, man, how did you ever become vegan?
How did I become vegan?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wait, well,
Okay.
first, maybe we could start with your name, Middle Class Joe. How did you end up with the name Middle Class Joe?
Okay, Middle Class Joe came from, the fact that I was in a band called Middle Class Mile, and people around town just started calling me Middle Class Joe, and it sort of stuck, and I was sitting there agonizing as to what my screen name was going to be when I found Vegan Freaks for the first time, and fuck it, we'll go with Middle Class Joe.
Nice.
And you're
Yeah.
you're one of sort of the founding members of our forums because you've been there for a long time.
Yeah, I guess so. It's been since August of last year.
Man, and we only
I think when
started in late
No, go
July.
Yeah, I think when I signed up, there were maybe 15, 20 members.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
If that.
Yeah, and I remember checking back every couple of days and seeing 5 more posts, and now you keep your finger on the refresh button, and there's 10 more posts every time you click it. So
Good point. So back to the first question. How did you become vegan?
let's see. I guess it started in college, and I came from a small town, and I'd heard of vegetarians. I'd never heard of a vegan before, but vegetarians were all the crazy people, hippies, all that stuff, and so it wasn't even a possibility. There's no way I was ever going to be vegetarian. That's just nuts. Humans can't live like that. But in college, I heard someone do a speech. It was a doctor, and he did this whole spiel on nutrition, and he's basically advocating for a vegetarian lifestyle and all that. And it was the first time I'd heard that from someone who is a respected, person with credentials and whatnot, and it sort of became a possibility in my mind, So over the course of the next, 5-6 years, I kind of kept coming back to it and thinking about it, and music helped too, like punk rock bands like Propagandhi and stuff.
Nice.
Got me seriously thinking about it. Philosophy classes in college, all that sort of stuff, and eventually in middle of '99, I was having a double Western cheeseburger at Carl's Jr., and I realized, I got to stop this shit right here. This is the last piece of meat I'll ever eat, and that was it. Became
Nice.
vegetarian that day, and January 1st of 2000, I became vegan.
That's awesome, man.
Sweet.
And going strong since.
Yep.
And
minus a few little screw-ups here and there, but
Well, everybody screws up once in a while.
screw ups are one thing.
mostly accident. But
Yeah.
So you, I think, hold the record for traveling the furthest for Vegan Freak meetups. You've been all over the place.
yeah, unofficial, I guess. No one else has posted their meetup miles, so.
So how many miles do you have?
Oh, that's a good question. What is it? It's 13-something. 13,000 something or other. I should run to the computer and check. I don't know. I don't have the number memorized, but yeah, it's up there, and it's going to jump up again. I'll be back in Jersey for Halloween.
Nice.
I'm going to be in Portland the weekend before, so.
Oh, man, you're getting all over the place.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, there's not much here in Fresno, you know. I think there's maybe 3 or 4 other vegans around here.
That's true. It's one of the more conservative areas of California, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. The whole Central Valley is pretty conservative, and it's all, you know, ag and dairies, and, you know, so when you even suggest that someone can live without milk, you sort of get looked at funny, you know, like you're a weirdo, a commie, or a hippie, or all of the above.
That's awesome. Well, not awesome, but it's funny. Because I tend to think of California...
For the most part, I am all the above, you know, minus the hippie, but...
You're definitely not a hippie.
No.
Definitely not. You, I have to say, you introduced me to a drink that I have since come to really love, and that is the Stoli with Coke, man. The Stoli vanilla.
Vanilla Stoli, yeah.
The vanilla Stoli with Coke. That is amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's good stuff. So you guys are hooked on that now?
I'm hooked on that. I don't like to buy
Coke. I'm glad I could help out, you know?
Well, I think the New Jersey vegans did an exchange there. You got gotten to experience the Linglings.
Oh, yeah, the Linglings. I don't even know how that happened. I was just really drunk, and I can't pronounce...
Yingling.
What is it? Yeah, see,
Yingling.
I can't say that. So.
I was like,
I thought of that crazy panda that Nixon had, and you know, the rest is history, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I was confused when you were saying Ling Ling, too. I was like, what the hell?
Oh, okay. You're not in the in-joke. For anyone not on the northeast coast here, it's Yingling is a local beer. So
a local Pennsylvania beer.
Yes. So.
Yeah, I need to get some Ling Lings shipped out here.
It's good shit, man.
That was good stuff.
Yeah,
it was.
For a cheap beer, it's good.
Yeah, all we got out here is Pabst, so.
Yeah, Pabst is okay. Union made. It's union made. So you have an addiction to Taco Bell, don't you?
Oh no. Yeah, you know, when I'm a little drunk at night, 2, 3 in the morning, you know, stop by Taco Bell.
I saw that receipt up on the forums. 11 burritos. Did you eat all those?
No, those weren't all mine. It looks like that, but no, they weren't all mine. And they forgot my Diet Pepsi, damn it.
Oh, man.
No, that was a Volvo full of vegan freaks all ordering the same thing.
Bean burrito, no cheese.
Yeah, bean burrito, no cheese, the staple, the vegan staple.
So you're from a Latin background. How does your family react to the whole vegan thing?
Oh, well, at first, you know, it's like, you know, what? Like, how can you do that? That can't be healthy. You know, you have to eat cow brains and, you know, menudo.
Menudo, yeah.
You know, I grew up on this stuff, and, you know, for them it was just weird. It was almost a slap in the face to them, you know?
Yeah.
And my grandma still thinks it's a phase. She still thinks that I'm on a diet, and I'm trying to lose weight. She'll say, oh, you know, you don't need to lose any more weight, so just come back and eat normal food. And, you know, but after a couple of years, maybe 2 to 3 years, my mom sort of came around, and now she's learned how to make, you know, enchiladas that are vegan, and they make vegan tamales, and I mean, you name it. You know, they hook me up. So
you got
that's
it.
Really cool.
Tell me about these vegan enchiladas. How do they work?
Well, she just, you know, they're just enchiladas sans chicken and pork and all that good stuff, and she uses potatoes instead.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea.
I feel like you know, it's more the sauce and all that, the spices that give it flavor anyhow, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
So
it's
good stuff, yeah.
I think the hardest thing the first Christmas after we went vegan was saying no to Granny's enchiladas. That was the hardest thing.
Yeah, that first year, like, I know a lot of people on the forums talk about cheese, you know, and a lot of people say, oh, just drop it, you know, and you won't even miss it after a month. And I have to say that it was a good 6 months, and I would think about cheese, I would dream about it, you know, and like cheese. I would drive down the freeway and see, you know, the big the billboards for McDonald's or whatnot, and I was over the burgers, I was over that stuff, but I would just see that melty piece of cheese over the side. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to climb up there and just eat that. Oh. You know, and now it's like, you know, I'm over it now. It's been 7 years, but man, that first year was so hard, and Christmas and seeing like that drippy, oozy cheese on the enchiladas, you know, now kind of is revolting, but I remember back then just thinking, oh, I just want that so bad.
I have to agree with you. My grandmother's enchiladas were the hardest thing for me, like not to eat, you know, not to actually turn away when I became vegan. That was like the toughest thing.
Plus, you say no to your grandmother. It's really hard.
Well, my grandmother is, 85, and she's a little Mexican woman, and she's like, "Hi, Bobby, I made these for you. I was in the kitchen for 8 days making these, and I made the tortillas by hand, Bobby. Oh, and she's like all bent over, and she can barely stand up, And I felt so bad, being like, but Granny, I can't eat them anymore. And she just had this look like, oh.
We sound like we have the same grandmother, I think. we might be cousins, I think.
Aren't all Mexicans related, man?
That's true, yeah.
Because, they breed like chickens, right?
Rabbits or something. Right?
Rabbits, that's it, right. So, yeah, my grandmother, she's always praying for me, so I can't complain.
No, that's nice.
Yeah, she prays for me, so... Oh, yeah.
I got one of those too.
Cool. So I guess changing gears a little bit. Tell us a little bit more about like what kind of music you like to listen to.
Oh, okay. I'm still stuck on the Propaganda. I've been listening to that stuff probably for the last 8-9 years, and it's still on heavy rotation. I like the pop punk. I like stuff that has a little bit of a political edge to it. Let's see. I don't know. What else am I listening to nowadays? Let me pull up iTunes. I listen to a lot of Paint It Black. Let's see. Strike Anywhere just put out a new CD that I like.
Nice.
Gosh. I don't know. You should have warned me about this question. I could have had a whole list going for you. But
at least we're not mean like we were with the people we interviewed on the music show and asked you, if you had one disc, what would it be?
Oh, I know. That's horrible. Don't ask me that question.
If you had one disc, what would it be?
It's like making me pick between children.
Okay, so out of the Propaganda discs, which one is your favorite?
Okay, Let's Talk More Rock.
That's a good one.
That's my favorite, hands down. But don't tell the others.
I like the one with.
No, they're all really good. But that one, it has "Nailing Descartes to the Wall." That's my absolute favorite song of all time.
It's a great song.
Probably a big reason why I'm vegan today. Like why I even thought about these issues.
Nice. I did this review recently of a book that basically goes after kind of hardcore for being like too radical and trying to get people involved in militancy, but I think it's completely wrong because a lot of people come to veganism through music like that. It's really powerful music.
Yeah, definitely, and it it speaks to at least some of us more so than Top 40 does.
That's right.
Some of us, like I wasn't going to go out and search any of the. Well, I didn't have access to internet back in high school, and in early college, it was really limited. You didn't have the websites that you have today, and the information wasn't as easily accessible. But, I'm not going to go look through scholarly journals to see what some social scientist has to say about animal rights.
Hey. Easy.
And so, but I'll pop in a CD and listen to it and read the lyrics and say, holy shit, never thought about that before.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. I agree. On Propaganda albums, I like How to Clean Everything. That's a really good one.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah,
I like.
They're all good ones.
I like the Ska Sucks song. That's the best. I fucking hate ska.
Yeah, of course you gotta love that one. That's a classic.
It is indeed. So, you have anything else you want to add before we close this out?
No.
Nothing.
I'm good. I'm good on this end.
You got a whole audience of people. You could say anything you wanted, man. Anything.
Oh shit.
George Bush is the devil.
I smell sulfur.
You can still smell the sulfur.
Oh, I just read that yesterday. That guy's my hero.
It's brilliant.
Wasn't that great?
I loved it. I read that. I thought it was amazing because it's so true.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe the balls that guy has to just stand up there and say that.
That's
Amazing.
exactly what a friend of mine wrote to me. He sent me an email and said, this guy wins the Guinness World Record for biggest balls. Oh, no.
Yeah, absolutely, hands down. That Mole?
Yeah, it's Mole.
Mole says hi.
What's up, Mole?
He's going bonkers. So why don't we call this thing close, all right?
All right.
Hey, thanks,
You know,
Joe.
I do want to say one more thing.
Yeah.
I want to thank both of you for doing all this, for writing the book, which I have to admit I haven't even read. Sorry about that.
Hey, tell you what.
The forums and all that. I mean, I got to meet you guys. I got to meet tons of really awesome people that I think are probably going to be in my life forever. And yeah, I'll probably never be able to repay you guys for that. That's incredible.
Oh, thanks, Joe.
But you just did repay us because
Yes.
that's so sweet,
Yeah.
man. I really appreciate that.
Oh.
Why don't you email me your address and I'll send you a copy of the book.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
A freebie.
And then I'll probably read it.
All right.
Even if you don't, it'll look nice on your shelf.
That's right. It's well designed, if nothing else. So, well, we really appreciate that because, actually, the reason that we did all of it was just to kind of create some community and knowing that it's helped you in that way. That makes us happy. So, cool.
Awesome.
Hey, Joe, we really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Okay, not a problem. Anytime.
All right, man.
Yeah, awesome to talk to you again.
Hope to see you at another meetup soon.
For sure.
All right, cool.
All right, you guys take care.
Yeah, you too. Thanks, Joe. Bye.
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 Okay, that was our interview with Middle Class Joe.
Thank you once again, Joe.
Absolutely. It was really cool to talk to Joe. He's been all over. He's great.
Yeah.
He's a lot of fun to hang out with, too.
Definitely.
So that's about it.
Yeah, and thank you to the subscriber who suggested this interview thing in the first place. We can't remember her name right now,
Shelly,
but
if we're wrong, I'm sorry.
Thank you
we'll
so
figure it
much.
out. Yeah, we do appreciate it. We do appreciate it. We just are so fucking overextended we forget who's who.
Yeah, and if you're not on the forums and you would like to be interviewed, you can talk about whatever you want.
That's right.
Send us an email, podcast@veganfreak.com.
Yeah, let us know. We could have a little discussion. We don't have to actually interview you. We could just talk about an issue that you want to talk about.
Right, or you could rant.
Or you could rant. That'd be
whatever.
fun too. We could just call up and you could rant for a while.
Yeah, sure.
And we could go, yeah, that's interesting. Or no, we don't like it. Or whatever. Anyway, be in touch with us.
Yeah.
We'll have a regular podcast out shortly.
Yep, we did an interview and we're getting set to go tomorrow to record some more, hopefully.
Maybe what we'll do is for the subscribers, roll the extra part of that interview with Colleen Patrick Goudreau, where she talks about Michael Pollan, how much she hates him. So
yeah, that would be a good idea.
Well, anyway.
Okay.
Talk to y'all later.
Bye.
And thanks for your support.
Yes, thank
it
you
helps
so much.
Tremendously. And it gives us the equipment to buy. It gives us money to buy the equipment that we need to do this interview.
Yes.
All right, bye.
A message to you, Rudy.